Yeah.
What about my sweat equity?
Good.
Sweat equity. Sweat equity.
Howdy, Johnny.
My sweat equity. Sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?
What about it?
Thanks for joining us again. Welcome back to Sweat Equity.
Don't do that.
I'm your host, Law Smith. Sitting here with me is my co-host, Eric Reddy.
Start over.
No way, we're not starting over. I didn't do the radio voice.
Mm.
Radio. I didn't do that. I didn't do Alex Jones.
I'd rather Alex Jones. That's fun for me.
Because
That's pretty good when you do that. I feel like we could get into that and
we get some
go
bits.
deep.
We can go bits. I just have to think of like crazy shit. I can't improv his crazy
Right.
that well. I really have to think about that one ahead of time.
Yeah, you got to have some stuff laid out. The pizza shop scandal, that stuff.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, Pizzagate. You got
White House has child molesters they're hiding.
Yeah, intergalactic child molesters.
Eric, don't tell me you don't. You look. You know, okay? I know you know. All right. Everybody knows, okay?
Yeah.
It's not a big. It's not even a conspiracy. It was written. Scientists have said, researchers show that 1 in every 4 people in the White House is a child molester.
Yeah, well,
Allegedly.
I hate it when he's like right about stuff, and it's just like, okay, I know
Well,
nothing.
In a way, I've kind of, with him and Trump, I've seen a way of getting a message across. Feel me, I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a huge Alex Jones fan. I don't know. I think they're smarter than people give them credit for. I think a little neurotic, paranoid at the same time, but you leverage it to your advantage. So what I tell people about Trump, other than going up to a bunch of liberal friends and going, hey, guys, you know what?
You're just stirring up shit.
Trump's pretty much the coolest president of all time. Just like walk away.
Yeah.
Because you can almost say that to anybody, and Republicans don't really love him. So
That is a fun thing
You're
to
bored
do.
at brunch, and you really just know talking's really going on.
Yeah. What do y'all think about politics?
Just no, don't
general?
even say that. Like, okay, guys, is he the best president ever, or just one of the top 5? And just
Best blonde president for sure.
But see how people react to it. This happens in the business world. I'll extrapolate to that because, like, look, people take things personally that they shouldn't. And if you can't have an open conversation about something that's kind of objective, you get watch how fast people interject like your life into the argument.
Yeah, bringing emotion into things that is no place for emotion.
Right, and I get accused of being like cold-blooded attorney mode a lot, and I just say like it's straight up an argument that we're having that I'm not involved in. If we're talking politics, it has nothing. I just go, what's best for the country should be the objective 100% all the time. Yeah.
Take a step back. Pretend like you're watching your little Sims character play this part, and maybe address it that way because it might solve a lot problems.
But if people start jabbing at me, then it's go time.
Right, and they will.
And then they go, whoa, buddy.
Yeah, because they don't have anything else.
Well, then I'll roast, but they forget. People forget, like, we're in the comedy world, so it's like, you got stuff loaded.
Don't come at me with. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to say these things. So, like,
I bait it a little bit. You're right. I will bait it because sometimes you just get bored with just mundane conversation, especially business stuff. Like, I could talk about pay-per-click campaigns, and I genuinely get a boner for it. But like, it's only because I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And it's effective. It's like real-time fantasy sports all the time.
Hey,
by the way, got to win. Got
your
W.
first win.
Woo!
Congratulations.
I'm on it. This
Wade
is
Boggs' 60-pack is 1-3.
It's a
Congratulations.
brilliant team name. If you know Wade Boggs, if you don't know Wade Boggs, Tampa resident, we record this out of Tampa and try to give shout out for every one of the celebrities that's come out of this area has some kind of checkered thing with them.
Yeah.
Like, you're like Hulk Hogan.
Daryl Strawberry.
Doc Gooden.
Doc Gooden.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So Wade Boggs used to fly from the legend goes, there's an Always Sunny episode about it. Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode. And there was a legend that Wade Boggs would, I remember reading a Bill Simmons article a long time ago about he would sit on a 60-pack of Miller Lite or sit on a case of Miller Lite waiting for the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was his move every time they flew.
Pretty awesome.
And then there's a legend when he was on the Red Sox that he had 60 beers from Seattle, I think, to Seattle to Boston flight, which is like 6 hours.
Yeah. It lives in infamy.
I believe it though. I
Yeah.
mean, like
He looks like a drinker.
well, you really think about tolerance levels and everything, and like you've had, I don't know if you've had close friends that had like painkiller issues. I've definitely had comedian buddies that did, and like you're taking 30 Vicodin a day.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
When is the last time you
But that's
pooped?
like nothing, right?
Yeah.
For them.
Right.
At a certain point, they're taking so much of it that's like if we took a half.
Yeah. And let's not forget Wade Boggs went 3 for 5 the next day.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Are you
yeah, he
kidding
was still
me?
awesome.
That's the Mickey Mantle gene.
That's
The original Wade Boggs.
so that's that thing where you look at personalities. If we're going back to the brunch table kind of thing, you kind of assess the personalities at the table. Like a lot of lawyer friends of mine, they drink a lot, but they're functional. Like they don't do anything bad. They just that I know of, or harmful to anybody that I know of, other than themselves of being hungover and just maybe a little out of shape. But there's a risk-seeking gene that's in pilots, that's in lawyers, that's in a lot of entrepreneurs.
Cops.
Yeah, and so there is a thing where you toe the line a lot, but you're high functioning, so it kind of covers up a lot of stuff.
Oh, I think there's way more of that going on than people let on in terms of just like supplemental helpers,
Sure. Oh,
like,
yeah.
And people that keep it together. It's like okay, you drink 3 drinks a day, even if it is before noon. If you're not putting anybody else at risk other than yourself and you're getting your shit together, some people just function better. I hate to say that, but like
I can't smoke weed and do stuff. I'm just not that way.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know it. I know that about myself.
Yeah.
I'm a melt in the couch kind of guy. I want to watch a movie and giggle. And I want it to be for that reason. I also, if I had the ability to do it, I don't know if I'd want to have that all day smoking thing.
Yeah.
That a lot of people can do it. I'm jealous of some days when I'm stressed out that I see some vape pens around this office.
Yeah.
Just like in a chain smoke kind of system.
Well,
I'm not naming names because, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Snitches get stitches. But I would say even if I had that ability to be functional, I don't know if I'd want it because I want it to be kind of reserved for silly time or that kind of
or
stuff.
relaxation.
Yeah, and I know ultimately, the reason a lot of people when they go through any sober treatment or any of that, the reason it's terrifying is because they have to feel all the feelings of being sober,
right?
But it all comes in one rush, and so that is more the manic kind of thing that.
Well, that's why everything has some sort of God angle when it comes to it. It's like you still need something to fall back on.
Well,
we're going to say higher powers got your back.
Well, they want to say you're not in control of everything.
Right.
And so I don't really like that. But if it works, it works. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the chiropractor and you believe in it and it works for you.
Exactly.
By all means.
That's what I say.
That doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt society.
The placebo effect is real.
Right.
It works.
I think after going to one for a while, I think it definitely is a placebo. And after looking up everything about it,
so too.
Right.
But at the same time, we're broken. We can't get past that.
I can't unring
but
that
other
bell
people
now.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't go back.
Other people can.
But I don't. I try not to make fun of it too much as a whole thing.
I yoinked my neck yesterday, man. Like I got a stiff neck.
From what, EDM concert?
Sleeping.
Oh.
Because I'm an old man. So
oh, you just wake up with pain?
I was like, that hurts now.
I thought you were doing all the stretching and wellness and.
I need to post the there's a physical therapist video that they run through all these neck stretches and stuff to help with these sort of things that are super helpful. I need to put that up there because it'll help people, especially like us who are sitting at a computer, because you can do it all. So if you see me doing weird shit with my arms and neck and body, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, and if you see us, you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or Facebook page, Vimeo, or LinkedIn, and we're both kind of producing from the table. You more than I am, but I'm trying to keep keywords because I've gotten lazy about our email marketing of the show and our content posting of it. So if you see me with a pen and writing down stuff, you don't have Otter.ai doing your dirty work for you? I do. I just have, I'm still my daily system of doing stuff is still kind of all over the place as I try to unfuck my life. And so I do slip it in Otter.ai. So I'm trying to write every keyword like that down. It'll be
when we
interesting to
post it.
see if, well, we don't have it
'Cause-
going, but if
'cause
you
it
did
pi-
it and
the
you
keyword-
wrote it down,
The keywords it picks up from Otter, which is great, but it's the ones we repeat the most.
right?
And it's always like shit,
I know.
fuck,
Yeah,
like,
fart.
like dick for.
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. I'm curious to see if they match up.
So, they definitely won't. I'm saying like it'll say
Yeah,
business, it'll
yeah.
say digital, it'll say like a lot of things we use as like qualifiers when we're talking about things, typically because we're trying to be specific on this show because it's pragmatic business advice with dick jokes. I'm gonna look in the camera. Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
now we're two shot.
Camera got scared.
So I've got something that I heard from Jordan Harbinger. Again, we don't create a lot of business advice ourselves. We're merely a conduit of smarter people. That if I was a comedian, I'd be run out of town using this method. But in business, it's the opposite. You can steal all the ideas and use them yourself. It's really weird how that's open source and no one really takes advantage of that. I feel like I feel like I'm keeping, like someone tells me something, I'm like, oh shit, that's like fucking secret plan.
Steal that from you.
I'm like, I'm writing that down. Now I
Yeah.
just tell people straight up like, oh, that's a good idea, I'm writing it down.
Well, lots of people don't act on these ideas. It's like
Myself included.
right.
By the way,
yeah.
but if there is something where it's like, oh, do you know about SpyFu? SpyFu is a site that'll look up your competitors' paid-per-click accounts. And you're like, what? And it'll show me all their Google AdWords shit. Or Google Ads, I should say. And that kind of stuff is super valuable.
Yeah, the digital world has a lot of stuff that sounds creepy or like illegal almost, that it's like, no, not really. It's fine, and the people at the top are doing it, so you better do it too.
Their systems are open source, and I think they need to be. So if you go on anybody's Facebook page, you can see who manages the page. You can see what ads they're running.
Right, yeah.
People forgot that. Like, it was a big deal from the advertiser side because you're like, I don't want people up on my shiz.
Yeah.
But almost everybody forgot about it because they devalued pages, really, going to the pages. So you're not organically going over there a lot anyway. So unless it's a huge page. But I had I was listening to Bert Kreischer's podcast last week, and had Jordan Harbinger on, who had the Art of Charm forever. He's former Wall Street attorney. He comes on the Out of Corolla podcast every couple of weeks. He's part of the Podcast One kind of network of podcasts. Used to have Art of Charm forever, and now has the Jordan Harbinger show. We are friends on LinkedIn or connections because I just saw him pop up, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
He is like the epitome of like kind of what we talk about on this podcast, minus the dick joke part. Like what we would strive to have discovery facts on this show. He had a really good one that I thought was pretty interesting. I wanted to float by you without pre-gaming any of it.
Float it on by.
I'm gonna float it like what was David Cross's bit after 9/11? There's
I don't remember.
There's some guys that were just like in New York, just like, you're not gonna take us down kind of stuff, and it's like. There's some guys that were like just openly rollerblading through New York. If Fabian wants to rollerblade, Fabian's gonna rollerblade. That's what that reminded me of.
I got you. The terrorists aren't going to stop us from rollerblading.
No, you said floating by, and I was thinking of kind of I think he calls them a ferry or something. Anyway,
okay.
It doesn't matter how I got there.
I know.
I pass
Anyways,
on bits.
Jordan Harbinger.
So one thing I've been talking about with a lot of clients lately is top of mind marketing, and I'm kind of stressing it as a strategy for any local. If you're a local business, you need to be top of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
I would say if you have a strategy outline, super hyper local. If you're a restaurant, you're a lawyer, you're a dentist, whatever. Underneath that, what does that mean? Top of mind. What does top of mind mean in the outline? This is how I picture it.
Yeah.
A lot of your email blasts don't have to be exciting. They just need to remind people you're around.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can literally just push one once a month that has the phone number, maybe nothing more than that, but just saying, hey.
Yeah. I always go right to the dental stuff. It's like, when's the last time you had a checkup?
Right.
That
right.
easy.
You can do a drip email for that, or you can just send one, just blast it to everybody. Either way, yeah, it's a little annoying for some people, but most people float through life not very analytically. Right? They're not like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking dentist always hit me up.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's kind of annoying, but that's par for the course.
Most people I go through and unsubscribe from emails, but most people don't actually take the
Right.
time to go through and do that. So like they're used to it.
I curate my news feed of Facebook, so
Yeah.
I started doing that over time, and now there's only like 100 people
Now
to
it's just
see.
all Trump stuff.
All Trump, all the time.
All the time, baby.
It's fucking cool.
Build that wall.
Hey, man, you want to talk PR? That guy does it. That's my real angle, but
Mm.
I think he knows what he's doing that way. I think he goes, look over here, look over here, look over here,
Oh yeah.
and then does whatever he's doing, which
Kansas City
isn't.
Shuffle.
If you really look at what he does, it's not a lot.
No.
No, but
No.
I'm saying
Yeah.
not like
Either
he's
way.
all talk,
Yeah. Either way.
and it gets you going Mexico wall over here, which they should call a fence. I think that would sound a lot nicer.
Yeah.
We should build a big fence.
Let's build
Isn't that
a
more
fence
pleasant?
for a big yard.
Or like a
You guys
Bouncy
can play
castle?
soccer
yeah,
or football.
inflatable
you will.
fence or something like that.
Bounce house border wall. Now we're talking.
Now,
Bounce
now we
water
produce
slide.
it. We get ABC to produce
Goes
it.
right into the Gulf of Mexico.
Right, we get ABC to produce it like Whiplash, and that was one of the biggest shows forever.
Yeah.
Or
What?
Mexican Ninja Warrior, right? Because now we got the safety stuff already set up.
That's a great idea.
We should maybe edit this out
Yeah,
because
probably.
it's such a good idea that I don't want it stolen by greasy producers listening to this. All right, Jordan Harbinger, he goes on and says he does this every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, or maybe Central, doesn't matter. He was going over the timing. He goes, go in your messages, your text messages on your iPhone. I don't know how it is on Android, but go in there and go all the way to the bottom. Just like go all the way to the last people that are on that you've texted that is populated in there. Go over there, and then I want you to text the last 3 people in there, last 5 people in there. He does this. He says he does this every day, Monday through Friday, as part of his thing. And he texts them like, "Hey," like an open-ended question. "Hey, how you doing?" or something like that.
Yeah.
So ask a question. Don't say a statement. Don't say like thinking about you.
Give me money.
Right.
Money me.
Well,
Nothing like that.
what happens is, whether it's forward and it's you might see that as grimy. You're trying to get a lot out of your friends. I look at this in the networking group I'm in. If people don't show up, you're kind of forgotten about, and it's not because you're a bad person or people didn't like you. It's just we only have so much room in our head for
So much RAM.
to be thoughtful of everybody we know and want to work with.
Yeah.
And so I used to be really good about this. I would randomly call a lot of friends that I haven't talked to in a while, but I'm not in the road a lot, so I don't do it as much. So I was like, this is a good idea. He said what happens is it has this weird echo effect where, I like being able to talk to people I haven't heard from in a while. He's just that kind of person. I feel like I'm that kind of person a lot of the time. And then the other part is he said he gets a lot of more opportunities that he would never have received otherwise.
Yeah.
Because someone will be like, "Oh, hey, I had this speaking event." They know he gets paid to speak and stuff. Would you do that? And it's pretty much because you're top of mind.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And he's not doing it to be a douche. There's genuine part to it. I see the networking group I go to every Wednesday as more of a community thing first, and then there's stuff where I'm like, "Hey, very blatantly, I would like to do business with you or your friend. Can you help me out?" But that's a trust thing over time, and they're not thinking of me unless I ask sometimes.
I mean, this is all stuff that you have to do as an entrepreneur. You're gonna have to reach out to somebody and like put yourself out there, and your friends are gonna be more likely to be accepting of whatever it is you need or want. So why not start there? It's like that circle you talk about, where it's you start with your friends and family, and you work with
The sphere of
acquaintances,
influence.
acquaintances, and then you work your way out from there. Because chances are, a lot of the times, you haven't even exhausted that very inner circle.
Yeah. I mean, or just it is a thought. I think that is a thoughtful way of keeping in touch with people, even if it is like robotic for you to do it.
Right.
The sentiment's still there on the other side, right? I
Yeah.
still want to hear from friends I went to Auburn with. It's pretty random.
It is weird that it's like if you plan it, it then becomes weird and creepy.
Right.
Like if you just did it every day without really addressing or acknowledging that you do it every day and it's part of your routine, then it's like, oh, what a nice guy.
If I write a gratitude list like I do when I'm doing my schedule, that's a lot of people would go, "Oh, that's really cool. You do that."
Right.
But if If
If
it's
it's the other
somehow,
one, if you wrote a hate list,
if it has a
Hit
if it
list.
has a secondary motive of business eventually, then it's gross. Which to me, we talked about this on the last podcast. Like it is kind of that thing of like the value free is always zero.
yeah,
I want to pay my friends for whatever service or business they have. Like
yeah,
if they have a deli, I want to pay full freight for the deli for the sandwich. Discount someone who's on the fence about coming back.
right.
Don't
Yeah.
discount me. I want to support you.
Yeah, that's where the bartering, like back and forth of like, oh, we'll do this for you and you do this for me, gets weird because it's like
Like if
then
it's
we're not valuing anything. Like
if it's a billable hour, we have one at Tocobaga, TOCOBA.GA.
Yeah.
On your browser.
on your little browser.
On your little browser.
URL.
But we have a billable hour that we do have that barter with a few of our preferred partners, let's call it, or people that are kind of in our orbit directly. And
Right.
I keep a ledger with them.
Yeah.
I go, all right, how much did you help me with this? Okay, here's how many hours we helped you with that. That's pretty easy. When it gets mixed into materials and stuff, that's when you have to get into a business lesson with people, and it's like,
Yeah.
So if it's a service for a service, that's pretty straight up.
Yeah.
Like when we first had our business attorney, his hours twice as much as ours, so we had to do twice as many hours.
Right.
Look, is the billable hour the best commodity to use? I'm gonna start scrapping it really and just only keep it for internal, because all it does is really get scrutinized by, and then it makes me just get a bad taste in my mouth when I'm talking to people about it.
Yeah.
A proposal.
Yeah, because all you do is think about
Well,
the actual hours we're putting in, and it's like, dude, it's not even like
Right.
it's so much more.
Right, but we also need an overtime kind of situation too. There's ways to do it, I guess, without the hourly. I want to report it. I don't want to use it as a measurement, though. I think because
I agree with that. I think it's probably better to do it maybe like
we should
completion of this task or whatever, and then we just figure out our own hourlies.
take a website. I was working with Allison Kerr, Primal Digital. We're doing an accountability thing.
I hate that.
I know, but
And you keep doing it because you know I hate
I know. You almost like fucking your penis went inside you, I think.
It's already inside me, but now it's like touching stuff
Well,
up in there.
freak side to side, whatever you're into.
Accountability.
It's from South Park.
I'll say this much: it is fun to say.
Yeah,
A lot of different noises in that word.
yeah. I wish I could take credit for it, honestly, but
Oh my god, you stole that?
it's South Park.
Oh,
Yeah,
now I don't know what to think.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Huh? Yeah, she.
I've been waiting to use that. I'm not gonna play the whole thing.
All right, here's what we wanted to get into before we started. What are we at?
23 minutes, right on task.
The main crux. We got 10 minutes.
Talk about PPC.
Well, this is a sister thought to the value of free is always zero. Another sister thought to the everything you do. This is a bit I've been working on. Everything you do for the first time sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Try to find something.
that's for sure.
Anal, terrible.
Yeah.
Never done it, but
Oh yeah, me neither.
I feel like that is not.
That can't be good the first time.
I'm not. I always try
I
to
don't know
be
if for the
very.
guy, does it matter?
I'm like spatially aware. Yeah, but it's a power thing to me. You've got a garage and a carport. Like, why are you really shoving this thing in a carport?
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
You have a
But
nice,
this is a
pristine,
delicate situation.
air conditioned garage
Because it's gnarly.
because it's power.
I don't think of it that way.
I think you should. I think you should maybe go see my therapist and talk to him about it.
I am the Polite King.
That's fine.
Even BJ's, your first BJ, I'll take a spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
I'll take a break to any of my family hate listening to. They can not listen right now. But if the anal part didn't get them to hit pause, like scramble in the car, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Even getting a BJ the first time, every guy's like, what do I? You're the kid from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
You're grabbing the bridge of your nose. You're like, what do I?
Where do I put my feet?
Is there a countdown clock?
Do I stand?
Do I tap you?
Yeah.
Is it like a tap out situation?
Right.
Hey,
Is there a referee?
yeah. If you're too good, I mean, am I gonna be like, am I just gonna go into dreamland and then?
Yeah. Well, the first time it doesn't matter the skill usually.
But I mean, that's still not like 100% the best, right? So everything you do for the first time sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that forever in your life, forever.
I saw that. I think I was on Reddit just scrolling through, and it was like that was the meme. Was like
Oh,
this
really?
this first thing sucks. You know, the very first one that they listed that I found weird was your first podcast is going to suck, and then it's like your
Yeah.
first this is going to suck. But I found it weird that that was
Everything.
the first thing they listed. Your first podcast. You know, like
Yeah.
it's just a weird thing to go to first.
What
like,
subreddit were you in? Podcasters. of
No,
Reddit?
no, it wasn't. It was. I think it was actually entrepreneurship. But I just found.
I'm sure there's a lot of high class entrepreneurs hanging out in that one.
You don't know. You're not in it.
I'm not high class. I like saying I'm an entrepreneur too, because when people try to call you out, I'd be like, well, a lot of it has to do with failure. So,
Right.
so technically,
Yeah.
I'm the epitome of that.
I'm like a great entrepreneur.
You're
I don't
thinking
know
of
if you
like
know
the
this or not.
Rockefellers or the Vanderbilts or something. I'm the other side of that coin.
Yeah, I only have one failed railroad. Okay.
So in the
Like-
dating apps, I put entrepreneur as the title because
Yeah.
I don't know what else to put.
Yeah.
I feel like a phony putting comedian when I haven't gotten up in 9 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think will end on Monday.
Might have to go to that.
I'll
Heckle-
probably be a
heckle you.
pussy and I'll probably do all old bits just to get off the schneid.
Do you have new bits?
I've been writing,
Okay.
but I don't know if they're good. So
Oh.
it's an open mic. That actually has an audience though. All right, so my buddy is in here, and here's what I was getting to. When something's too good to be true, it usually is, and
Yes.
that's something we all realize in retrospect, right? Part of what we've talked about, the psychology of a lot of business deals that we've been doing, we can't trust too much. Even though we like the person, we have to create boundaries, and those need to be pretty. They can't be beach volleyball lines in the sand.
Yeah, they need to be certain.
Yeah, they need to be trenches. They need to be wartime trenches. They don't.
World War One
we get,
on the front lines.
Yeah.
Look out for the grenades.
Yep. Shell shocked.
Yeah.
When you come back, all that stuff. Got a heroin addiction. Wait,
Yep.
that was Vietnam. So when I'm talking to a lot of clients, I'll give this on a micro perspective. I'm talking to clients. Lately, they've been telling me about all-in-one online digital systems, and I go, well, look, philosophically, I don't agree with those. Off the bat, when I hear this is an all-in-one platform, I tend to get pessimistic because I've fallen for that before.
When you say all-in-one platform, what are we referring to?
HubSpot CRM is an all-in-one inbound marketing system. We'll do it all for you. We'll do your SEO. We'll do all the leads. We'll get it in. We'll put it in the CRM. While you can drink that milkshake. I drink your milkshake.
Your milkshake.
We don't have that drop?
No, but we should.
I drink it up. The name's Daniel Plainview.
My son and associate.
Yeah.
HW.
I loved that's a voice I could do all day. But you drink that milkshake, okay? That's fine. You're in that system. There's switching costs when you need something else. I was trying to explain that. Yeah, that can work for like 5 out of the 7 things you need, but it usually never does 7 out of 7.
Yeah, you're not going to bat 1,000.
So just know that going into it, that what have you seen that is an all-in-one box or an all-in-one system that you've ever purchased in real life that is that all-in-one thing?
Yeah, I can't think of nothing.
Like tools, right?
Yeah.
If it's an
Doesn't
all-in-one tool, it sucks. Like half of them suck.
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't.
A Leatherman, I like, but it's weak when you really need to use it for some shit.
Yeah, and it doesn't have everything. Nothing has everything.
Right.
All in one.
Right. Nothing's
HubSpot
absolute.
Even, yeah, HubSpot
Even the
even.
statement-
They're missing something. Yeah.
Even the statement, as I'm saying, is absolute.
Almost all of no things are absolutely right or wrong.
You can't
Black
not.
and white.
You can't not be
What is if something isn't not can't not be?
the Louis C.K. bit.
I know what I was doing.
I know what you were doing.
Yeah.
I just forgot how that bit
It's
goes
just fun
because
to
it's
talk
really
in
tough.
circles.
So that's why it's kind of sister to like everything you do for the first time sucks, because it's like, look, if something's too good to be true, there's a girl that hits on you, way too attractive for you.
She's a hooker.
And you're in Vegas and you're sitting at the quarter slots and you're
Yeah.
like, I got some game in Vegas. you may need to recognize.
I knew I was a superstar the whole time.
You're right. I've had that happen the first couple times I was in Vegas. I was like, I'm killing it out here.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a minute.
I mean,
My
you and
first
I
thought's like, hell yeah, boy.
you and I have had it happen big time.
Yeah.
Something too good to be true.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, hey, we'll give you exposure if you do this. Don't fucking do it. Don't ever do it.
Yeah, the
that's
exposure
my
thing.
advice. Fucking 99% of the time, that thing's garbage.
Yeah, if there's something that Law and I can 100% guarantee that it does not do good, it only hurts you, is trading free work for quote unquote exposure. Like,
if you're in any art,
They
you're
don't
gonna
care.
get that hit all the time. Hey, you play guitar, you do my kid's birthday party, play guitar at that, while we're having cocktails for the adults. That'd be great exposure to get you in front of some movers and shakers
Yeah.
around town. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
cool, okay. And I
That
could
is
get a free drink. Oh, okay, just one though.
yeah.
Just one drink.
You
I
don't
want
get to eat the food that we're serving the guests either.
I don't
You
want to
get
be
the box
liable
lunch.
for you drinking and driving out of here as someone who performed in my backyard.
Right.
So,
Crush it in their mailbox.
so like, it's that thing of like, okay, if you value the time spent, go for it. Like, if you need more reps, that's fine. Then go for the rep. Don't go for the exposure part.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do stand up. I'll get back in it. A lot of people don't understand going to open mics, getting up, whatever, 3-4 times a week, maybe more, depending if you're doing a weekend or whatever. They don't get that, like, you got to get in the gym before you can compete kind of
Right.
thing. But that I'm making on my own. No one's luring me into a deal, right? I'm stupidly wasting my time. And I always say wasting time because if I write stuff and then go, it's a good use of time.
Yeah.
That's the 2-minute warning.
So that's kind of the overall gist of this kind of episode is like, you see something too good to be true. There's something that's a dangling a carrot, but it's not money.
Right. Yeah.
For a service or a product. Sometimes it works. You really have to cost benefit, but you should be pessimistic going into it, is my advice.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
Money on the table, as our business attorney says. Don't do that shit anymore.
right.
He's like, don't. We would get started on projects that hadn't signed yet to almost impress ourselves
Right.
and never impress the client.
Yeah. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They don't expect it.
It's just,
But they don't know that it's a big deal that we're like, hey, we're already halfway done.
Yeah. You gotta.
And then we get fucked if the deal didn't
Right.
go through.
No, you got to really take a step back and say, what if I get fucked over on this? And is what I'm doing now actually going to be beneficial if that does happen? If it all goes away, are you getting something out of it? Then go for it. But
So-
be ready to have it all go.
And find other people that can be your accountability buddy. But I've had like Corinne Harmon of she's a great SEO person, expert I should say, and has charisma communications. And her and I've been tag teaming because digital's kind of SEO or ads, and it kind of breaks down right between those two,
Yeah.
sharks and jet style. And her and I have been tag teaming a lot of client work, and she's been keeping me accountable. Like, don't get too pumped about this deal that hasn't gone through yet. And I'm trying to get her excited about, getting bigger deals and stuff, about these other ideas that you can get pretty downtrodden when you're kind of working on
Yeah.
them. So when I heard about a restaurant we're consulting for that wants to use Bento Box, it's an all-in-one. You can book your reservation. You can get deliveries set up. It'll do your website. That's where I go.
Yeah.
I go, look, I don't even know it that well. I've heard it once. I don't think it's probably not good.
Yeah. That's a big red
You
flag.
got a Shopify store. We'll do your website. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
I think you get less.
Yeah, there's always going to be corners cut with these all-in-one things. There's
Yep.
no way they're putting the time into every little thing.
That's our show.
Yeah.
What about my sweat equity?
SweatEquityPod.com.
Sweat equity.
Keep your
Sweat
buttholes
equity.
tight.
My sweat equity. My
Drink
sweat
those milkshakes.
equity.
Keep them buttholes tight. Not wide.
Sweat equity. What about my sweat equity?